Hello lovers, yes I am way too overdressed, but we are heading to a masquerade ball tonight, which I'm terrified about. But you know, in season 3 of Buffy there is a prom and a homecoming, so I'm just doing my own version of that, shall we say. I will take your compliments in your comments below, thank you so much. So as I spoke about last time, we're not going to be focusing on an episode by episode breakdown. What we are going to be focused on instead is my general theme that I was picking up, which is best summarised by this clip of the holiday.
Very square peg, very round hole.
There is this feeling across the entire season of people trying to be who they're not, of trying to fit into something that they shouldn't, and outgrowing something. So that's what I really wanted to address, because different characters react in different ways to this, and I just kept on typing. This was on my birthday that I was scripting this. I had a day off work. I was like, I don't want to do anything today. And I filmed a video and I wrote the script, so there you go. Oh, trigger warnings, fake blood, staged violence, abuse, and men being incredibly leery and just icky.
Stay with me.
Forever. That's the whole point. I'll never leave. Not even if you kill me.
So our titular character, Buffy, you can see this reflected in Buffy when she tries to abandon her life as a certified saviour and hero after having her heart broken, after seeing her friends get so badly impacted by the things that she did because she chose to love a monster. And so she ran away at the end of season 2, and we had that Sarah McLachlan song, which I kept getting copyright striked for, but so that's why I didn't have that at the end, but whatever, screw my editing, huh? She lost Angel, she killed him, so she then goes on to try and be this other person, Anne, and she runs away from her responsibilities, she runs away from Sling, she runs away from her friends and just leaves them to it, because that went really well.
Anytime now.
He's getting away! And ow!
The thing is though that when Anne, which is Buffy's middle name, finds Lily and she sees all the things that are happening to her, she actually can't sit back. she can't not fight.
You kind of saved us. I never thanked you or anything.
The thing is that Buffy will fight for people, she will fight for what is right, so to speak, because no matter what, whether she was a slayer or not, she would always stand up, and this sort of reignited that spark in her.
I didn't bring anything with me, and I didn't ask for you to come to me with your problems. I just wanted to be left alone. If you can't deal, then don't lay it off on me.
Obviously in Buffy, the storytelling isn't very subtle a lot of the time, and they are working at a sweatshop, an illegal sweatshop in LA. Don't even know what they were doing other than the fact that they had like their souls being crushed effectively.
You'll die of old age before anyone wonders where you went. Not that anyone will, that's why we chose you.
You didn't choose me.
No, but I know you, Anne. So afraid, so pathetically determined to run away from whatever it is you used to be.
So everyone else is giving in, but Buffy stands up and fights, and that is the thing that sets her apart.
Who are you?
I'm Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and you are?
And Buffy does give Lily the place that she was living in. She gives her the opportunity of the job. Just because she reclaims her title in this clip doesn't actually mean that she's fully comfortable with herself. And that is one thing which I appreciate they brought in the counselor for, who they also redshirted. Did anybody else notice this? Why? Reflecting on this more though, I think that this is meant to be a reflection of abusive relationships, how they actually target people who are trying to help the spouse. So that's what I think it's reflecting, personally.
Well, tell me more about this guy, the bad ending guy.
I loved him. And then he...
Changed.
Yeah.
He got mean.
Yes.
And you didn't stop loving him.
I really liked the relationship with the counselor because Buffy needed to face this stuff. And again, it alluded to that same issue that I was bringing up in the last video of Angel and Buffy's relationship, very well reflecting an abusive relationship.
Look, lots of people lose themselves in love. It's no shame. They write songs about it. The hitch is, you can't stay lost. Sooner or later, you have to get back to yourself.
I need help. I need to talk to someone. I'm so scared.
I'm not saying I was right, but I was right. It's the internal drive to try and do what's right, which means that she's a perfect person for this job. I mean, like, she's flawed, we all are, but it's this aspect that makes her the perfect heroine.
It's okay, I got it. You're Buffy, right? Oh, I'm Faith.
When Faith enters the season, I love Faith, okay? I'm a Faith fan.
Thanks, B. Couldn't have done it without you.
We'll be talking about her next. She starts to revel in this devil-may-care attitude. Now, we've all had friendships that have influenced us in different ways over our lives, and as teenagers this definitely happens because, like, your brain is still developing until you're 25, okay? We've been over this so many times here. The thing is that Buffy has also dissociated before, like after she died in season 2. What Faith does is give Buffy this bad girl sort of escapism from the heartbreak, from everything that she's in denial about, from all of the injustice and everything. She gives her license to let loose and sees the joy in slaying as opposed to just the duty of it. Faith is great at slaying, so why not take some pages from her book? Plus, breaking out of school like this, I may be alone in this, but I was hard shipping Faith and Buffy. I think they could have really worked if obviously the things didn't happen that happened.
Found a nest. That's potential.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my toxic ship there. Now, I do like a bit of Faith's influence on Buffy in terms of actually living life again, but Angel prefers melancholy Buffy. But you know, I kind of like how she has this life kicked back into her. There is a fundamental difference between them, however. Buffy is there to save, whereas Faith is there to fight.
Faith, no!
When Faith accidentally kills the guy, they both obviously have nowhere to turn to because they have to keep their identities a secret. And what, you think that police would really believe you if you said that you stabbed someone because you're a vampire hunter and you were trying to hunt vampires? No, come on. But the thing is that Buffy is all consumed by this, much like when she killed Ted and was shaken to the core in season 2. She can't cope with this and the remorse eats her up. She also can't accept the fact that good guys can actually die too, that accidents happen. When Buffy is having this discussion with Giles and he says that mistakes happen, this isn't the first time that's happened, I prefer Buffy's approach to it because she's actually having this moral struggle about this, which makes perfect sense.
The Slayer is on the front line of a nightly war. I mean, it's tragic, but accidents have happened.
What do you do?
Whereas Faith is more on the cops side of things, saying that, oh, people should be grateful. Yeah, sure, some innocent people die, but look at all the lives we've saved. No, I much prefer Buffy's take on this.
Okay, this is the last time we're gonna have this conversation, and we're not even having it now. You understand me? There is no body. I took it, weighted it, and dumped it. Body doesn't exist.
Getting rid of the evidence doesn't make the problem go away.
It does for me. What bugs you is you know I'm right. You know in your gut. We don't need the law. We are the law.
No.
Yes. You know exactly what I'm about because you have it in you, too.
No, Faith, you're sick.
I've seen it, B. You've got the lust. And I'm not just talking about screwing vampires.
Don't you dare bring him into this.
But the thing is that Buffy's drive to do the right thing influences those around her like a true leader would, such as with Willow.
I mean, you've been fighting evil here for 3 years, and I've helped some. And now we're supposed to decide what we want to do with our lives. And I just realized that's what I want to do. Fight evil, help people. I mean, I think it's worth doing.
Like, you can definitely see some changes in Xander with this, but I still don't like Xander. Sorry, he is improving slightly in season 3. Only slightly. Buffy is determined to give everyone a life and a prom even if she can't have her own.
I'm gonna give you all a nice, fun, normal evening if I have to kill every single person on the face of the earth to do it.
Yay?
And she knows that she'll never be quote-unquote normal. She can help others. I love her award at the prom that she gets. I know it's so cheesy, I know it's so sweet, but I'm looking for corny in my life, okay? The world is bleak. Give me this.
But whenever there was a problem or something creepy happened, you seemed to show up and stop it. Most of the people here have been saved by you. Or helped by you at one time or another. Buffy Summers, class protector.
She takes life and death seriously as a heroine should, and has to resign to the fact that in order to save everyone, she has to kill Faith. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily going against her nature as much as character growth though, because it was more when she hadn't truly faced herself and was falling into Faith's sort of mindsets that she wasn't actually aligned with her own core values. Whereas this, I feel like, is actually a natural progression of where her story arc would go. And she didn't take the decision lightly, like there was a lot of build up before that. So I like the fact that we have this full circle moment of feeling disjointed and then this resolve at the end. So this was explored really well with Buffy.
You can't touch me!
What is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you living large on that vampire.
Gee, if doing violence to vampires upsets you, I think you're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah, or maybe you like it a little too much.
Now let's talk about Faith. She's set up to be the Slayer replacement after Kendra unceremoniously gets killed in season 2, but it's the power and the game that she thrives off. She's never known stability and now can use her power to live as fast and hard as she wants. It's revealed that her mother was an alcoholic and she really didn't have a good childhood. It's kind of like she's always running from something. There is a frantic, scared energy to Faith behind the bravado. It's probably one of the reasons I like her actually, you know, that whole I can fix something. Very bad. Plus, I love her gumption and how she stands up for Buffy at Homecoming.
Honey, hey, good news. The doctor says that the itching and the swelling and the burning should clear up, but we gotta keep using the ointment. Hi.
I've been that person. Her and Xander hooking up is more of a reflection of Faith's lack of care for relationships around her. She doesn't think about the long-term consequences. She's incredibly reactionary and she has said that this is what happens to her when she actually slays. So this does make sense, but of course Xander reads more into it. I think, was this him losing his V? I think he lost his V to her.
What are friends for? I mean, I'm sorry, it's just all the sweating nightly, side-by-side action you never put in for a little after hours.
Thanks for the poetry. And no, I love Xander. I just don't love Xander. Besides, I think it ruins friendships to do that stuff.
You think too much.
She just doesn't have the emotional capacity for that because she doesn't feel like she can trust anyone. Faith can't be a Slayer in the sense that being a hero requires someone to want to save others. She needs years of therapy at this point, and I feel like she's been without safety for so long, the powers only allow her to feel like she finally has a way to fight back as opposed to fight for something. When Faith kills the guy by mistake, her fight or flight goes into overdrives and she picks fight instantly, as I feel like she's had too many times in her life. Like, is anybody else not convinced by all of the fun stories that she was telling the gang at the start? Because I wasn't convinced by any of those stories, really. I'm sure that she got into some really sticky situations and had to fight her way out of it and got eventually better, but I don't really think it was all as kick-ass as what she said.
Wow, they should film that story and show it every Christmas.
God, I could eat a horse. Isn't it crazy how slaying just always makes you hungry and horny?
Well, sometimes I crave a non-fat yogurt afterwards.
And she lives in this tiny dingy hotel room, which, like, we don't know how she pays for, but I'm sure that she could mug people easily or manipulate them. Like, she definitely has this sort of enigmatic power about her. Plus, also, it's revealed that she's terrified of Kakistos, the ancient vampire who tortured her watcher, as we learn in episode 3.
Faith, what happened?
I was there when he killed my watcher, and I saw what he did to her, what he was gonna do to me. I tried to stop him, but I couldn't, and I ran.
Faith, first rule of slaying, don't die. You did the right thing, okay? You didn't die.
For a girl with no real home and is still very much an outsider to the Scooby Gang, the event of killing a human is easy to understand how she acted desperately and, quote, turned bad as a way to survive. It's easy having morals when you've got a safety net, you see. Like, Buffy has that. Faith doesn't. She doesn't even have a watcher, and the watcher that turned up for her turned out to be evil. So, like, who does she have to actually cling on to? She's got Buffy, but then Buffy is the lead character in her own story. Who, like, Whereas Faith's story, it's all Buffy, and she doesn't actually have a space to call home because there's only really space for one Slayer. So I do understand, like, I love the way that her character is explored through this.
And that's
Okay, Buffy. I told him.
You told him?
I had to. He had to know what you did.
What I did?
She's unstable, Buffy. She's utterly unable to accept responsibility.
She's freaking. So then we just have to help her deal, right?
She's in denial. There is no help for her until she admits what happened.
It's not too late.
For me to change and be more like you mean? Little Miss Goody Two-Shoes? It ain't gonna happen, B.
Faith, nobody is asking you to be like me. But you can't go on like this.
Scares you, doesn't it?
I know it's a cliche trope for the slippery slide to evil, but Faith is a perfect case for this. Buffy kind of cast her in the role, you could argue, and like I said, how could Faith truly be a Slayer? I get her turning against Buffy and trying to pass this off as Buffy's fault because, again, she's acting in desperation. From this point on, you're just seeing this girl spiral and cling on to whatever she can and try to make the best of situations. Always seeming that she's in control, but not really.
You may not think so, but I sort of know you. And I've seen you post-battle, and I know firsthand that you're, like a wild thing, and half the time, you don't know what you're doing.
You just came by here because you want another taste, don't you?
No. I mean, it was nice. It was great.
Angel has to stop her from killing Xander, but there is this undeniable connection between them. I feel like if Faith and Angelus got together, oh my goodness, the chaos, wow, that would be a lot. That would be intense.
Faith, you have a choice. And you've tasted something few ever do. I mean, to kill without remorse is to feel like a god.
Right now, all I feel is a cramp in my wrist. So let me go!
But you're not a god. You're not much more than a child. Going down this path will ruin you. You can't imagine the price for true evil.
Yeah. I hope evil takes MasterCard.
If you can trust us, Faith, this can all change. You don't have to disappear into the darkness.
Like you.
Not like me. I didn't have a choice. But you do. Like, you can stop this.
Believe me, I don't want to end up the way everybody said I would. Dead or alone or a loser.
You don't have to.
I don't know. Maybe it's too late for me.
It's not.
But like, Faith acts like she doesn't know where her next meal is coming from. She's acted that way since day dot, and now she's got someone that wants to use her, sure, the mayor, but she finally has this financial safety net and kind of a twisted father figure. But I'm sorry, I know that they address this right off the dot, but no one would buy you a place to actually live at and give you all of this stuff, especially not a middle-aged man that's apparently a family man. No, the whole daddy-daughter thing, that would be a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation. I know that she was doing his bidding, but she could have done that from the dingy hotel room, okay? Yeah.
Thanks, sugar daddy.
Now, Faith, I don't find that sort of thing amusing. I'm a family man.
You have to do this because otherwise the parents would have all been clutching their pearls, okay? Willow calling her out I really like. She's incredibly astute and I love Willow's character development. She doesn't really not fit into a role, that's why I'm not talking about her hair, but I love Willow in this season.
You know, it didn't have to be this way. But you made your choice. I mean, you had friends like Buffy. Now you have no one. Hey, you were Slayer, and now you're nothing. You're just a big, selfish, worthless waste.
Faith's act of desperation continued right up until she technically should have died. She tries to manipulate and wiggle her way out of everything to the last second. All of this is just reasons, in my opinion, why she should never have been cast as a Slayer. Like, why? There should be a vetting process for emotional mental stability. Not just that, there should be a vetting process for someone having any stability before you cast them as Slayer. My gosh.
You gonna feed me to Angel? You know you're not gonna take me alive.
Not a problem.
Well, look at you. All dressed up in big sister's clothes. You did it.
you like my mask? Isn't it pretty? It raises the dead. Americans.
So Giles is our law-abiding conscience, our Jiminy Cricket, if you will. But as much as he's banged on about duty for the entire duration of the show, he also understands the need to question things. Giles, as we know, had his, quote, edgy past, which was honestly hilarious in the Bad Candy episode, as explored with Buffy's mum. Could you see them working? Because I could see them working together. Genuinely, I really could.
Do you think she noticed anything?
No way.
So how come they call you Ripper?
Wouldn't you like to know? Would you fancy it?
Yeah, but the store's closed. Oh, Ripper, wow, that was so brave.
Mom? Giles?
Oh, well, we're busy.
Mom! Hey, the way things were going, be glad that's the worst that happened. At least I got to the two of you before you actually did something.
For Buffy's 18th birthday, he has to hurt her in order for their test to work. And he struggles hugely with this and calls them out on it. But, you know, it's a whole classic line of, this is the way it's always been done, and blah, blah, all that rubbish about this institution.
I have no strength. I have no coordination. I throw knives like
A girl?
I'm not the Slayer.
But it's been done this way for a dozen centuries. Whenever a Slayer turns 18, it's a time-honored rite of passage.
It's an archaic exercise in cruelty. If any one of the council still had actual contact with the Slayer, they would see, but I'm the one in the thick of it.
Which is why you're not qualified to make this decision. You're too close. And believe me, once this is all over, your Buffy will be stronger for it.
Or she'll be dead for it.
The institution doesn't care, whereas Giles cares, and that's seen as a flaw. Whereas I, and obviously others, know that that's actually a good thing to care about the Slayer. Like, if you don't, then you're gonna not only risk them, but risk everyone if you just approach things with this attitude towards not caring about life.
It's a test, Buffy. It's given to the Slayer once she... if she reaches her 18th birthday.
How could you do this to me?
I am deeply sorry, Buffy, and you have to understand.
If you touch me, I'll kill you.
Because I've told you this, the test is invalidated. You will be safe now, I promise you. And whatever I have to do to deal with Kralik and to win back your trust.
You stuck a needle in me. You poisoned me.
What's going on? Oh God, is the world ending?
So, of course, he goes rogue. And good on him, he realizes the situation and manages to maintain power. There are so many different reactions to realizing something isn't the right fit, and Giles has one of the best reactions by standing his ground. I really like his and Buffy's connection so much. There is a real guardianship, kinship between them, and it's solidified in this season.
It would be best if you had no further contact with the Slayer.
I'm not going anywhere.
No, well, I didn't expect you would adhere to that. However, if you interfere with the new Watcher or countermand his authority in any way, you will be dealt with. Are we clear?
We're very clear.
With a huge amount of respect for each other, she leaves the council after they decide to follow protocol instead of understanding that they need to actually save Angel's life because he's changed, and so now we have our rogue group for the future. Also, Giles 2.0 turns up.
New Watcher?
New Watcher.
Wesley Wyndham Price.
Is he evil?
Evil?
The last one was evil. He always says, please. And afterwards, I get a cookie.
New Watcher?
New Watcher.
Screw that.
And he just pervs at Cordelia the whole time. I'm sorry, what? Gross. It was gross on first viewing, gross on second viewing. I actually don't even like him as a character. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to enjoy any time that he's on screen from now on, okay?
And you teach psychology?
I take psychology.
She's a student.
Oh, well, cheeky, isn't she?
First word jail, second word bait.
Very hard. There's this
Also naked?
Well, the alligator was.
Xander, find a new theme.
That didn't just happen.
No, I mean, it did, but it didn't.
Now, Xander and Willow, so they have their fan fulfillment, which I don't understand because genuinely they would not work together. Why do people ship these two? Like, have you never had a relationship before? Because they don't work together. Let me break it down for you, okay? They start making out, but when the lovers are discovered, they split up. Xander and Willow make sense as friends. There's a great camaraderie between them, but they don't have what it takes to make a successful relationship. Like, sure, she wants to be there to support him, but it's pretty one-sided. Like, Xander does stand up for Willow, but he only does so when her life is in direct danger, not really in their everyday life. Remember when he said he'd help watch Oz and then proceeded to fall asleep immediately? I mean, come on. She was his backup to Buffy when she rejected him in season 1, which Willow understood, as she rightfully should, that he was just trying to have his pride restored. He chose Cordelia and wouldn't tell Willow about it despite knowing the crush she had on him for years at this point. But choosing Cordelia, he got a way better status symbol, and of course you would, because why wouldn't you? Because it doesn't make sense to just go ahead and date your friend. But the thing is, what do they actually have in common to support a life together other than Buffy's association? It seems to me, at least, like these trysts are a little bit more of an ego boost for Xander, where he gets to have the incredibly popular girl that he's been pining over, and then also be the bad boy and have someone on the side because he's so wanted. Whereas for Willow, I personally believe that this is a bit of a regression to a time when it was simpler, because when it was just Xander and Willow, like as their childhood, things were simpler. Like they weren't having to fight all these monsters all the time, and things were simple. And it's something that she struggles with making decisions this whole season, with choosing where she wants to grow up, choosing what she wants to do. So yeah, I do get that as a regressive thing, but yeah, it was just a huge mistake. She shouldn't have done it because Oz doesn't deserve that. Her and Oz make so much sense. Oh my gosh. Because the thing is, we all know that Oz and Willow make an amazing couple built on respect, admiration, and the want to help each other succeed. He's got a bit of a slacker mentality, but a lot of kids do when they have to decide their future, but she's there to support him to fulfill his goals, same as he is for her. He's always looking out for her. Xander and Willow in a relationship is an empty escape for both of them, which is what I'm pointing out here, is one which further illustrates his theme of trying to fit into something that shouldn't. And honestly, good on Cordelia for ditching him after the cheating.
Stay away from me.
Again.
She just moved here, and her dad just bought, what was it? Oh, a utility or something.
I guess I should also add this here. When Xander buys her the dress, it is sweet, a little bit of a redeeming moment for him.
I have nothing, okay? No dresses, no cell phone, no car. Everything has been taken away because Daddy made a little mistake on his taxes. Thank you.
It looks good on you.
Well, duh.
But that's it. I don't like him the rest of the time.
I'm nothing without her.
Yeah, that I'll have to agree with. You're pathetic, you know that? You're not even a loser anymore. You're a shell of a loser.
Oh, Spike, my love. He can't let go of the fact that Drew did and always will go for the most power as opposed to choosing love, because she can't really love after what Angela's did to her. He's introduced tumbling out of a car drunkenly.
Home, sweet home. You think I'm afraid of you? We were happy. You brainwashed her. I'll show you who's a cool guy. You're going down.
And using Willow's beginnings of witchcraft to try and get her to cast a spell.
Do a spell for me.
What kind of spell?
Love spell. Are you brain dead? She didn't even care enough to cut off my head or set me on fire. I mean, is that too much to ask? You know, some little sign that she cared. Drew said I'd gone soft. Wasn't demon enough for the likes of her.
For Drew to fall in love again.
I gave her everything. Beautiful jewels, beautiful dresses with beautiful girls in them, but nothing made her happy. And she would flirt.
I love it when he talks to Buffy's mum, by the way.
I thought we were gonna make up, you know?
Well, she sounds very unreasonable.
She is. She's out of her mind. That's what I miss most about her. You got any of those little marshmallows?
Let me look. Oh my God. Get out of here.
Yeah, you're not invited.
You get out of this house, or I will stake you myself.
You're a very bad man.
His speech about love with Angel and Buffy is perfect as well.
You'll be in love till it kills you both. You'll fight, and you'll shag, and you'll hate each other till it makes you quiver, but you'll never be friends. Love isn't brains, children. It's blood. Blood screaming inside you to work its will. I may be love's bitch, but at least I'm man enough to admit it.
Spike is basically me after a breakup, incredibly toxic, just lashing out at everyone, but he's also really astute, very sarcastic, and will just tell people exactly what's going on. It's not really the best way to be.
I think I'm sobering up. It's horrible. Oh, God, I wish I was dead.
Spike is actually very emotionally intelligent. He doesn't really even fit well into being a vampire, if we're honest. I'll only go off the past few seasons to not spoil things for anyone, but we saw these signs in season 2. He openly admits that he likes the world the way it is. It's got things he enjoys, like Manchester United and people who run around like Happy Meals. His sole reason for going to the Hellmouth was to save his love Drusilla, and he has so much humanity in him that the demon wanted to kill him. I mean, like, he wants to be top dog, sure, but that's because he understands the need to have power in order to keep things at a neutral, manageable level. Natural order, if you will. You know, like where vampires do evil things, but the supply and demand is never really messed with too much, where only the people that can handle it become vampires. Like, he has seen the issues with evil running rampant and he doesn't want that. Aren't vampires meant to be demons without a soul? Because if so, how come he cares so much? It makes sense for Angel because he had his soul restored, but why does Spike care so much? It doesn't make sense. He keeps on having to say, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad, but it's like, sweetie, you're not. Like, you being a vampire doesn't make any sense, and him chasing Cordelia makes no sense either. So, just furthering this theme, I'm just saying. Also, I really do ship Buffy and Spike together. I know, but the thing is, right, like, her and Angel can't ever be together, otherwise the end of the world will happen. So, just let me have this, okay?
Can we just do the damn spell now?
Oh, saw the spell. Your friends are at the factory. I'm really glad I came here, you know? I've been all wrong-headed about this. Weeping, crawling, blaming everybody else. I want Drew back. I just got to be the man I was.
It does hurt to point this out, but they shouldn't be together, okay? Let me go into it. They are star-crossed lovers, sure, but they can never be together fully, and this season just shows that in absolute spades. The discovery of him as he's brought back and trying to attack her, to asking Giles what could happen.
What would he be like? So, he would have been down there for hundreds of years.
Yes. It would take someone of extraordinary will and character to survive that and retain any semblance of self.
To then helping him. This could be because they're meant to be, or is it because she's a natural savior and hero?
I haven't told Giles and the others that you're back. And I'm gonna keep helping you get better. And I'm involved with someone.
I'm feeling better.
They have this undeniable connection. Her love for him is painful and raw, so painful that she had to run away from it. The fates are literally keeping them apart though. This was stated pretty clearly in season 2 as well. The fact that she wants a normal life and longs for it, and Angel immediately said that he could never have that with her. They couldn't then, and they still can't now. There is a magnetism there, but not all loves in our life are meant to last a lifetime together. They will never leave each other as they are bound together in a way.
Right in the heart.
Satisfied?
I'm not sure that's the word.
So emotionally, there will always be a part there, which I personally believe all first loves hold, but I don't see them ever as being able to truly be together. The only way it would work is if she became a vampire too, and that would just mean losing her own soul and destroying the world and reveling in that. And that's just not our Buffy. And as much as he wants to do good and repay his sins, their fates are sealed in a way that can't be undone.
Nor shall I remind you that you've jeopardized the lives of all that you hold dear by harboring a known murderer. But sadly, I must remind you that Angel tortured me for hours, for pleasure. He should have told me he was alive. You didn't. You have no respect for me or the job I perform.
What do you think I should do?
As a friend, I think that you should leave. This is a good opportunity for you.
Oh, God.
Buffy.
What am I doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Shame on you. Some great evil takes credit for bringing you back, and you buy it? You just give up?
I can't do it again, Buffy. I can't become a killer.
Then fight it.
It's too hard.
Angel, please, you have to get inside.
It told me to kill you. You were in the dream, you know. It told me to lose my soul in you and become a monster again.
I know what it told you. What does it matter?
Because I wanted to. Because I want you so badly. I want to take comfort in you. And I know it'll cost me my soul, and a part of me doesn't care.
Her mum trying to discourage him, causing his nightmare about the wedding.
Angel?
I love seeing the wedding. I love seeing all of their tender moments and everything. It's amazing. But, like, we all know that this just shouldn't happen. And he realizes this. Sure, he's got like a couple 100 years on her, so he should have known about this sooner. But, like, we can understand why he has to be the one to pull the distance card. Even though, of course, as a teenage mind, you think that you know everything and whatever. Like, we all understand Buffy. We understand the motivations for everyone. But it would be selfish for him to stay with her. Breaking up with someone in the sewers? That could have been a better place to do it.
No, if you have something to say, then say it.
You and me being together is unfair to you. You deserve something outside of demons and darkness. You should be with someone who can take you into the light. Someone who can make love to you.
I don't care about that.
You will. And children?
Children? Can you say jumping the gun? I kill my goldfish.
Today. But you have no idea how fast it goes, Buffy. Before you know it, you'll want it all. A normal life.
I'll never have a normal life.
Right. You'll always be a slayer. But that's all the more reason why you should have a real relationship instead of this.
But this entire conversation in the sewers is honestly harrowing and heartbreaking. And do I love seeing the wedding? Yes. Do I love seeing them dance together to Wild Horses, which was a beautiful rendition of the song at the prom? Like, yes, I adore it, and the fact that he's just wants to protect her and will always be protecting her. Yes, I love all of that. But they can never fit and work together as a couple. And the thing is that no matter what, there's always going to be this thing between them. So the separation has to happen. Very square peg, very round hole, needs to go in separate directions, but as we know, that's not all that easy to do.
Angel, I can cure you.
It's okay. I'm ready.
I won't let you die. Drink.
Please.
So do you agree with me that this season actually really falls into this square peg round hole theory that I've just come up with? Because I really just saw this theme across like most of the main characters, honestly, including with Willow when she went more into witchcraft and then got kind of shown the bad side and just immediately rejected it. But I don't necessarily think that Willow's ever really been, other than her tryst with Xander, a square peg round hole situation. She's just had great character development, and I can't wait to talk about season 4 with you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you do agree with my theory, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Like I said at the start, please be respectful of each other and also of me, because I'm sweating right now because it is so hot. Anyway, lovelies, take care of yourselves. I will see you again next time. Bye!
Never use it though, mate.
Well, so.
Told him he never use it.
Oh, God. What did you two do to each other?
Long story.
Got hunted.
Apparently not that long.
See you. No need to panic.
Just a thought. Poker, not your game.
Listen to me.
No,
You need...
You listen to me. I'm your watcher, so you do what I tell you. Now, sod off.
Aren't you sort of naturally buff? Buff.
Yes. Naked women, naked Buffy. Oh, stop me.
God, Xander, is that all you think about?
Actually, bye.
Hands!
Oh, don't tell me that wasn't fun.
Psych.
I understand that this sort of thing requires ice cream of some kind.